Namaskar. So now let's have the quick review of what we have learned and in a very brief the key points, which as I always keep saying that you should also make yours because it is very helpful during examination and sometimes later when you don't have time to read everything and then you just want to revise everything quickly. So let's have a look and at the end we'll solve some selected problem related to that. So let's begin. So first of all, what we had seen that what is matrix? Matrix is what? It is ordered array of numbers or functions. Ordered array of numbers or functions, right? Also, we had seen that what is order of matrix. So how it is defined? The order of matrix, let's say you have a matrix something like that, A11 as we represent the elements, right? The first row represents that row and the second row column, and let's say it have m number of rows and n number of columns, right? Then order of this matrix would be m cross n. The first digit will represent a row and the second digit represent the column, right? And then for example here you can have A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33, right? And this becomes your 3 cross 3 matrix. Now we had seen about different types of matrix. What are they? Types of matrix. So the first we had seen about row matrix. What is row matrix? Which have only one row and many columns, right? So like 1, 2, 4, 6. So it have it's a 1 cross 4 matrix. It's a row matrix. Now you have column matrix. Column matrix. What is column matrix? It have only one column and many rows. So it can have 4, 3, 2, 1. So it can be 4 cross 1, right? Number of columns is 1. Then we have seen zero matrix. What is zero matrix? The matrix which have all the elements 0. So it is like that all elements are 0. So it is called zero matrix. Square matrix. What is square matrix? Square matrix is a matrix which have a number of rows and number of columns same, right? So it is m is equal to n. So for example here it is a 3 cross 3 matrix. Now we had seen what is diagonal matrix. So diagonal matrix is a square matrix where all the primary diagonal, right? So it have to be, first of all it is square matrix, so it m is equal to n. So let's say it is a 3 cross 3 matrix, and here it can be any number, any k, p, q, whatever, but the rest all the elements should be 0, and this is called the principal diagonal, which will be not 0 element. So for example, if you represent a matrix A is equal to Aij, right? So for every I is equal to j, right, Aij is some Aij value you will get, but for every I is not equal to j, Aij will be 0. That is the important condition for diagonal matrix, right? Now we had seen about scalar matrix, right? So a scalar matrix is again the part of diagonal matrix where these values, right, principal diagonal elements are constant value, right? All will have a same value, the whole diagonal. And also it have a further subclass. If each element is 1, then it will become it is called unit matrix or identity matrix. Matrix or identity matrix, right? Also we have discussed about the equality of matrices. Equality of matrices. So what was that? So let's say if the matrix is A is equal to Aij some m cross n, and some other matrix is Bij, which is again P cross Q, then this two matrices should be equal when the order are same, like m cross n is equal to this m is equal to you can have a m is equal to p and q is equal to n, right? So then the order should be same for the both matrix, the first requirement, and the second one requirement is that aij is equal to bij, means each element of the matrices should be the same, right? So for example 1 2 3 4, the equal matrix will be only this matrix which is the same value in each element. Now we had seen about addition of matrix, right? Addition of matrix. What was the rule for addition of matrix? So let's say A is a matrix of Aij and B is another matrix Bij, right? Then the A plus B is defined is that it would be of the same order. So if it is M cross N, then it should be of the same order. Then you will have a same order matrix where each element will be added together, right? So this is the rule for addition matrix. We had seen some property for related to that. What was that? The first was that it follows the commutative law. Commutative law. So what is that means? It means that AB is plus B is equal to B plus A. You can have a replacement of the places. The second property which we had seen is that it follows the associative law. Associative law. What is associative law? Associative law means A plus B group together plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. This kind of property. We had also discussed about the existence of additive identity. Additive identity means if you have any matrix and there is another matrix of the same order, and then if you add it, you will get the same matrix. So that is called, this matrix 0 is called additive identity. And again we have discussed about the additive inverse. What is additive inverse? Additive inverse, right? So what is it? So if there is a matrix A and there may exist a matrix minus A such that A minus A is equal to 0 matrix, right? So then minus A is called the additive inverse of the matrix A. Okay, so these are the 4 important property. Also the similar way we had followed that if A is equal to Aij some matrix and B is equal to Aij some matrix of the same order, it should be of course, then A minus B is the element wise subtraction of the corresponding elements, so minus Bij, right? And it would be again of the same order matrix. And regarding the multiplication of a matrix, so how to, if you multiply a scalar with a matrix, so how it will work? So let's say if you have a K and there is a matrix A, so you can have K Aij some M cross N, so it will be multiplied with each element of the matrix, right? This is how we followed for the scalar property. And we had some property related to that. What were the property related to the this matrix? So let's say if there are two scalar K plus L, and then a matrix multiply that, it will have a K plus LA, and you can have a K some matrix summation A plus B, then you can write A plus KB. Right, so these are the two main properties we had seen. And we had also seen about negative matrix. What was that? Negative means that if there is a matrix A, then you can get a matrix minus A such that each element become the minus of it, right? So each element is getting multiplied with minus 1, so that will become a negative matrix. Now coming back to the other proper types, which is we are talking about multiplication of matrices. Multiplication of matrices. So where we had discussed that if there is a matrix A which is Aij M cross N, and then there is another matrix which have Bij N cross B. Remember, whenever we are talking about matrix, the number of rows columns in the first matrix and the number of columns in the second matrix rows in the second matrix should be equal, right? So then you can multiply, then you can have a matrix multiplication on C, which will be equal to some C matrix where the element of C would be given by Cij, and it would be a matrix of M cross P, right? If they have a row and columns, say, and in where let's say we represent it Cik, then Cik would be given as j is equal to 1 to number of rows and columns here, the common one Aij and Bjk, right? So this is the formula for multiplication, as we had seen in a very general term, where now remember that this j for this element, for the first matrix, ith row and jth column element will be multiplied, and with the second matrix jth row and kth column, and all the sums will be taken together. That will be resulting the ith row and kth column of the multiplied matrix, right? And also we have seen some properties related to that. So what was the properties? The first one was it follows associative law. The second, it follows distributive law. Associative law means what? It means that if ABC is equal to, it can be written as ABC. Distributive law. What is distributive law? Distributive law is you have A plus B and multiply another matrix C, so it will be given as AC plus BC. Or you can have AB plus C, you can written as AB plus AC, right? So that's the difference between the two. The other law which we had seen, that multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is what? If there is a matrix A and then there exists a matrix I such that IA is equal to AI is equal to the identity matrix, in that case the I is called additive identity, right? I is called additive identity. Sorry, here you get the same matrix. So if there is a matrix I such that IA is equal to AI, either you multiply from left or right and you get the same matrix, then this I matrix is called the multiplicative identity. And also as you saw that in addition it follows the commutative law, but in multiplication it doesn't follow commutative law, because if AB is defined, right? So not necessary BA is defined, right? And also even if AB BA defined, right, it is not necessary that AB is equal to BA, right? So it can be equal or not equal. So that's why in general the commutative law is not defined, holds. Commutative law not hold for multiplication, right? So that's one important point. Also other types which we have seen about transpose of a matrix. What was that? So a matrix transpose is that you convert the row into column, row goes to column and column becomes row, right? So in that case you can say it is a transpose. So for example, it's a 1 2 4 3. So this is the transpose of this matrix. Let's say if it is A, then transpose is written as A dash, or sometimes it is written as A to the power T is transpose, and that would be written as you convert the row into column. So 1 2 becomes the column, and here 4 3 becomes here, right? So you convert the rows into column and that becomes the transpose of it. And we have seen some very good properties related to that, right? So properties of what? Of the transpose of a matrix. What was that? The first one, that transpose of a matrix transpose of a transpose is the same matrix. Second, if the two matrices subtracted added together and they are take subtract, then it will be individual matrix transpose addition. If you have a multiplication of the two matrices, and if you take transpose of that, then it will be commutated here, like B will become first from the left side if it is here right side, and A at the other side. And we had seen the fourth one, which was if there is a scalar will multiplied with the matrix, and if you take the transpose, then it will be just the individual multiplied with scalar and the matrix transpose, right? So these are the four properties related to transpose of a matrix. Now we had seen about symmetric matrix and skew symmetric matrix. What is that? So let's say if A is a matrix you have, right? So if a transpose of A is resulting is the same matrix, then it is called symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. And if A dash is equal to minus A, right? So this is called anti-symmetric matrix or skew symmetric matrix. Skew symmetric matrix, right? And some properties associated with that. What properties we had seen associated with that? It means that if A is a matrix, then A plus A dash would be a symmetric matrix, and A minus A dash would be a skew symmetric matrix, right? And also we had seen that if it is A is a skew symmetric matrix, if it is a skew symmetric, then that diagonals of element would be 0, right? A would be 0. All the elements of skew symmetric matrix will be 0. That is another property. And also we had seen that if A is a matrix, then it can be written as a sum of the two matrices. So it can be written as half of A plus A dash plus half of A minus A dash. So any matrix can be written as a sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix, right? Now we have seen that invertible matrix. What was the invertible matrix? If there is a matrix A such that you get another matrix B, if AB is equal to BA is equal to I, then B is an inverse of A or A is an inverse of B, right? So A is inverse of B or B is inverse of A. That was the one property. We have seen about elementary operations. What are the elementary operations we have seen? Elementary operations. In the elementary operations, we have seen either you can interchange the rows or columns, let's say Ri to Rj, or column Ci interchange with Cj. This is how it was represented. Multiply a row with some constant. So here change it, interchange double arrows both sides, but here in one side, and it can be Ri, or you can have a column multiplied by some factor constant k, or you can shift column or row. For example, you can have Ri the row some row Ri can be changed to some, let's say R1 plus Ri plus krj. Similarly, you can have a Ci which is translated with Ci plus kcj, some like this. So these are the three row operations, three column operations we had learned about the elementary operations. And to find the inverse using the inversity inverse using elementary operation. So how we had done, For that, let's say you want to find a row operation, right? So we have seen that row operation will be applied towards the left of the product if you are applying a row operation here, or if you are applying column operation, then you have to start here with this. So if you want to find the inverse of it, so it means if you want to apply a row operation, then you write this equal to this for row operation. If you want to find a matrix inverse, and if you want to find a column operation, then you write like this and apply the column operation, right? And then no, to find a matrix you have to translate it such that you get something like I is equal to BA. So B will become a matrix which will be inverse of this, and here in this case you should find I is equal to BI, right? BA, right? So then B will be inverse of the matrix A. So this is what the procedure we had learned about finding a matrix. So hope you gone through the quickly with all the factors here, and hope you have a quick review of it. So again, once you revise it, you make your own keynotes, and that would be very helpful. Now let's have a look at a very nice selected example which we'll just discuss this one, and then again it is you have to do the more and more practice to understand it better and perform better. So let's have a last question, and then we'll end it this lecture here. So the question, let's say it is that if you have a matrix A which is having a 3 cross 3 matrix and all the elements are 1 1 1, right, and it's a 3 cross 3 matrix, then you find what would be the value of n, right? So what would be the value of n, where n is an element of natural number, like it is 1 2 3 and so on, right? So to find it, what we'll do, so first let's find a dot a. So what would be a dot a? You multiply 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, right? And then how you multiply? Now you know you multiply this row, and then you will get this element, so it will become 3. So you will see that it will all you will get 3, right? Now you get a dot a, right, and then multiply again with a, so you will get 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, right? And then again you apply and fill the columns, you will get what? You will get 3 into 1 plus 3 into 1 plus 3 into 7, so you will get 3 plus 3 plus 3. Here you will get 3 plus 3 plus 3, here you will get 3 plus 3 plus 3, right? Okay, so you can write this as 3 into 3, 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 right? You fill that, right? Or you can write it, what? You can write 3 square, 3 square, 3 square, 3 square, 3 square, 3 square, right? And here it can be written as cube, right? No problem. Now similarly you keep multiplying, and you will see that now if you are going n to the power n, and then you can notice here it is 3, then here n minus 3 minus 1 2, right? So you multiply, and then you will end up getting 3 to the power here if the same value, but here it will become n minus 1, 3 n minus 1, 3 n minus 1, 3 n minus 1, 3 n minus 1, right? So this is how you can get that if the matrix is there, then what would be the value of a to the power n. Okay, so this is not it. You can have so many examples. Now you have the concept, you can solve, you just apply that, use it, and try different types of problem, and will be definitely able to do it. So this is all about the summary of the chapter. We end this chapter here, and we'll meet you again in our next lecture, where we'll discuss about determinants. So see you there. Thank you.